Okay, I'm going to be showing you how to write the letters of the imperial Aramaic alphabet. So the first one is called Aleph. You can write it kind of like that. That actually wasn't a great one. I'll redo it. That's a little bit better. You can see we have the name, the Arabic equivalent, and the Hebrew equivalent. It's good to know the Hebrew equivalent because Aramaic is very often, actually much more often, written with the Hebrew script. The next letter is Beth, or Bet, and it's written like this, more or less. The next letter is Gamo, and it's written like this. You can kind of start from the left or the right if you want. It doesn't matter as long as you write the letter from right to left, or the words from right to left with, the first letter starting on the right. Next letter is Daleth. It makes the D sound. It's written kind of like that, maybe a little more slanted. The next letter is He, makes the H sound. It looks a lot like the Hebrew, He. Next is Wow. It can make an O or Oo or W sound, really depending on context, and you kind of need to know the grammar of the language, and that kind of helps you figure out how to pronounce it. The next letter is Zayn. It's just a vertical line. Let me move the paper up so you can see better. Next we have Heth. Heth is written like this. After that is Teth. It looks pretty similar to the Hebrew as well. Yod makes a Y, E, or A sound. And again, just like the Wow, you kind of need to know the language better to figure out how to pronounce it. Similar to the Hebrew, Yod, it's a little raised above. It's like kind of the top half of the space where you're writing the letter. Next is Kaf or Kap, and it's written like this. My tail isn't supposed to curve up at the end though. That one's better. Lamed is the next one. It looks pretty similar to the letter L in English, and it makes the same sound. Next is Mem or Meme. It looks like that. Alright, moving on. We're more than halfway there. We have Noon next, which looks like this. Here, that one's a little better. After that we have Semkot, makes an S sound. Next we have the letter Ain, makes an A sound, like in Arabic. Modern Hebrew doesn't really pronounce this sound usually, except maybe in a few varieties. I think in the Yemenite pronunciation tradition, but I'm not really sure. It's also written kind of above, on the top half of the letter space. Next is pe, makes a P sound, or sometimes an F sound. We write the Arabic equivalent with the f because Arabic doesn't have a p, but some languages that use the Perso-Arabic script have invented a p letter, but etymologically the Arabic words that have f in them are going to be related to the letters that have this letter in Aramaic. And it looks like this. It's pretty similar to the Hebrew letter. Next, after pe, we have Sawde. Sawde makes an emphatic S sound, a lot like the Arabic Sawd. And it looks like this. It looks like the Hebrew letter that makes the ts sound. So you can see those sounds and their, the sounds that correspond to these letters have diverged over time. Next is qaf. Qaf makes it's kind of like a K sound, but a bit deeper in your throat, usually written with a Q. It's actually called a uvular stop, where the back of your tongue makes kind of a popping sound against your uvula. It kind of looks like the English letter P, but a little different. This one's better. Next we have resh. Looks like that. It makes a r sound like the Spanish R or the Arabic ra. The modern Hebrew letter ra is pronounced more like r, like a French R. We also have shin, second to last. It makes a sh sound, and it looks pretty similar to the Hebrew and the Arabic. And last we have tau. Tau makes a t or a th sound, and also looks pretty similar to the Hebrew. And that's it.